Been a flurry lately, all those envelopes coming in marked important tax documents enclosed. They are in a lot of mailboxes these days.
Yeah, and for some, that is certainly good news, especially with the promise of a refund check just around the corner. But before you spend that money on a new TV, our Monday morning mechanic David Rogers from Keller Brothers Auto Repair says you should plan to spend that refund on your car. Hi, David.
Well, absolutely. Hi, how are you this morning?
Good.
Hey, you know, the thing is, a lot of people go out and all they can think to do is, oh, I'm going to go to this restaurant, I'm going to go on this vacation. You know, that typical repair bill, you know, average in the U.S. about $350 when you go in for a repair. That's a drop in the bucket compared to the cost of a new car and having a car payment every month, and then also increasing your insurance and then paying those new license tags. It's a nightmare. There's a few things you can do really inexpensively that'll really help you. You know, we've talked about these cabin air filters before. You know, this is the air that you breathe in the car, and basically what happens when you replace this, not only do you improve the quality of the air that you're breathing and reduce allergy symptoms and whatnot, but you also improve the function of the defroster in the car, so it's going to defrost your windows a lot faster because you're getting better flow. You know, another filter that's really inexpensive that you can invest a little money in is an air filter. Here's one that's oil soaked, and you can see that's just really not the way it's supposed to be. If a filter's that clogged, you think, well, gee, what's the big deal? It's only a few bucks. The big deal is that the engine can't breathe, and then you may be replacing a motor instead. Now, another item that we don't see very often, most people have probably never seen it, this is a rack and pinion, and this is basically the major steering component for power steering vehicles. This little ditty will cost you about $750 to $1,000 installed, and it's something that for $100 you can protect this device with something as simple as a power steering flush. You know, we start looking at our fluids again, and I see this power steering fluid should look nice and clean, and when it gets like that, well, that's what it's damaging, is that rack and pinion as well as a power steering pump. Another one that'll save you a fortune is your coolant. When you think about coolant flushes, a small investment of $100 to get that fluid out of there, you know, your coolant might look good, but there might be rust in the bottom of the system. And when you see what happens there as the engine's running, that could take out the motor, it could take out the water pump, it could take out the radiator. You could save yourself hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars. Finally, transmission service, folks. If you haven't done this in the last year, take your refund and go do this. I mean, a minor service, $150 maybe, get you a new filter, a new fluid, and protect something that costs you maybe $3,000 to replace if it breaks. So the big idea here is a car that's well maintained is going to save you money all year. It's going to save you gas money. It's going to save you from having breakdowns and the risk of having to be towed and be stuck and not be able to get to work. And in addition to that, you know, the vehicle's going to run cleaner and it's going to be easier on the environment as well.
Something to do with the tax dollars. All right.
Good advice.
My tax refund's kind of small. All I can afford is a pinion. I can't do rack and pinion.